Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk English World. I'm Sarah, and I'm so excited about today's episode.
And I'm Mike. Today we're going to talk about why stories are such an amazing tool for learning English.
Stories are powerful because they have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Your brain naturally wants to follow along and see what happens.
Exactly. When you're interested in a story, you forget that you're learning. You're just enjoying the narrative.
And that's when real learning happens, when you're relaxed and having fun, not stressed and forcing yourself.
Plus, stories have characters, emotions, and conflicts. Those things make the story memorable and engaging.
So when you listen to stories in English, you're building vocabulary, improving comprehension, and learning natural English expressions all at once.
It's like getting 3 benefits from one activity. That's efficiency.
Today, we're going to tell you several stories, and we want you to just enjoy them and follow along. You'll naturally pick up new vocabulary and understand how English is used in real situations.
All right, let's start with our first story. This is a true story about a man named Robert. Robert was a high school teacher in a small town. He loved his job very much, but he felt like something was missing in his life. One day, a student asked him, "Mr. Robert, do you have any dreams?" Robert realized he didn't have a clear dream. He taught other people about their futures, but he hadn't really planned his own. That night, Robert thought about what he really wanted to do. He had always loved traveling and meeting new people. He dreamed of seeing the world. But he was 45 years old, and he thought it was too late. He thought, who travels alone at my age? I'm too old. But then he remembered something his own teacher told him years ago. You're never too old to start something new. Robert decided to take action. He saved money for 2 years. He planned carefully, and at age 47, he quit his job and traveled for 1 year. He visited 30 countries. He made friends from all over the world. He learned new languages. He tried different foods. He experienced different cultures. When he came back home, Robert was a completely different person. He was happier, more confident, and more open-minded. He started writing a blog about his travels. Soon, thousands of people read his blog every month. He became a travel writer and a motivational speaker. He now helps other people discover their dreams and take action.
What a beautiful story. Robert's journey shows that it's never too late to change your life. The key moment was when he remembered his teacher's words, "You're never too old to start something new."
And he didn't just think about his dream. He took action. He saved money. He planned. He did it.
That's the important message. Dreams without action are just wishes, but dreams plus action equals real change.
Now let's tell you a story about a young woman named Maria. This story is about overcoming fear. Maria was a nurse at a hospital. She was good at her job, but she had a big fear. She was terrified of public speaking. Even the thought of giving a presentation made her heart race and her hands shake. One day, her hospital organized a competition. All nurses were invited to give a 5-minute presentation about their experiences. The prize was a scholarship for further education. Maria wanted that scholarship badly because she wanted to become a nurse manager, but she didn't think she could do it. She almost didn't enter the competition. Her friend, Jessica, encouraged her. "Maria, you're one of the best nurses I know. You have amazing stories to tell. You have to try." Maria was still afraid, but she trusted her friend. She decided to enter. For 2 weeks, Maria practiced her presentation every single day. She practiced in front of her mirror. She practiced in front of her family. She practiced with her friends. Each time, she felt a little bit more confident. Her presentation was about how she helped a lonely patient feel loved and cared for. It was a very touching story. Finally, the day of the competition came. Maria was nervous, but she walked on stage and started speaking. Her hands shook a little bit at the beginning, but as she told her story, she forgot about her fear. She was thinking about her patient, not the audience. She spoke with passion and honesty. When she finished, the audience stood up and clapped. She won first place. More importantly, she discovered that she could do things that scared her. She wasn't brave because she wasn't afraid. She was brave because she did it even though she was afraid.
What a powerful story about courage and personal growth.
Maria's fear didn't disappear completely, but she did the thing anyway. That's real courage.
And her friend Jessica played an important role too. Having supportive people in your life makes all the difference.
The message is clear. Don't let fear stop you. Face your fears and do the things anyway.
Here's our third story. This is about a man named David and his daily routine. David is a software engineer who works from home. He used to wake up at 8:45 a.m., just 15 minutes before his first meeting. He would quickly shower, grab a coffee, and sit at his desk, still in his pajamas. He worked until 6 p.m., then immediately turned on the TV and watched shows until midnight. He did this every single day. One day, David realized he was exhausted. He wasn't sleeping well. He wasn't exercising. He wasn't eating healthy food. He was stressed all the time. He knew something had to change. David decided to redesign his daily routine. He started waking up at 6:30 a.m. His new morning routine was drink water, exercise for 30 minutes, take a shower, eat a healthy breakfast, and meditate for 10 minutes. Only then did he start work. He also changed his afternoon routine. Instead of working straight until 6 p.m., he took a real lunch break. He went outside for 15 minutes. He walked around his neighborhood and enjoyed the fresh air. After work, he had a new rule: no screens for the first hour. Instead, he cooked a healthy dinner, read a book, or called a friend. Only after that could he watch TV. Within 1 month, David felt completely different. He had more energy, he slept better, he was more focused at work. He was happier. He felt like he had his life back.
This is a great story about how small changes can have big impacts.
David didn't make one huge change, he made many small changes, and they added up.
His key insight was that his routine was controlling his life, so he took control of his routine.
And the results were amazing. Better sleep, more energy, better focus, and better happiness.
Let me tell you a short story about two friends named Alex and Sam. Alex and Sam were best friends in college. They did everything together. They studied together, ate lunch together, went to parties together. They promised to stay best friends forever. But after college, life got busy. Alex moved to a different city for a job. Sam stayed in their hometown and went to graduate school. They were both so busy that they didn't call each other for months. Then 1 year passed, then 2 years. One day, Alex was visiting his hometown for a holiday. He called Sam and said, "Hey, it's been forever. Do you want to meet for coffee?" They met at their favorite coffee shop from college. At first, it was a little awkward. They had changed a lot. They had different lives now. But as they talked, they realized something. The core of their friendship was still there. They were still the same people. They still made each other laugh. They still cared about each other deeply. They realized that their friendship didn't need to be every day or every week to be real. Real friendship can survive distance and time. From that day on, they committed to staying in touch. They called each other once a week. They sent messages and photos. When they could visit, they visited. Their friendship was different now, but it was just as strong.
That's such a touching story about the importance of maintaining relationships.
Even though Alex and Sam didn't talk for 2 years, their friendship didn't die. The foundation was strong enough to survive that separation.
And the lesson is that you don't need to talk every day to have a real friendship. Quality matters more than quantity.
In our busy modern lives, this is an important message for everyone.
Now, let's talk about why stories are so effective for learning English.
First reason, stories are memorable. You remember stories much better than you remember random words or rules.
Exactly. If I just tell you a word, you might forget it tomorrow. But if I tell you a story with that word in it, you'll remember it for years.
Second reason, stories have context. You learn words and phrases in a real situation, not in isolation.
That context helps your brain understand not just the word, but how and when to use it.
Third reason, stories are emotionally engaging. When you care about the character, you pay more attention.
And when you pay attention, your brain absorbs the language naturally and effortlessly.
Fourth reason, stories teach you about culture and human nature. You learn English and you learn about the world at the same time.
And fifth, stories are fun. Learning should be enjoyable, not boring and painful.
When you're having fun, you don't feel like you're working. You're just enjoying the experience. Here's a practical tip for using stories to improve your listening. Listen to the same story multiple times. The first time, just enjoy it and get the general idea. Don't worry about understanding every word.
The second time, focus on new vocabulary. When you hear a word you don't know, try to guess the meaning from context. Write it down after the story and look it up.
The third time, focus on phrases and expressions. How do the characters talk? What phrases do they use? Try to notice natural English patterns.
The fourth time, try to retell the story in your own words. This forces your brain to process and organize the information.
This approach might seem repetitive, but it's incredibly effective. Each time you listen, your comprehension goes deeper.
And you're not forcing yourself to listen. You're actually enjoying the story more each time because you understand it better.
It's like reading a good book multiple times. The second time, you notice details you missed the first time. The third time, you appreciate the writing style more.
Before we finish, let's give you a challenge for this week.
The challenge is find one English story that interests you. It could be from a podcast, a YouTube channel, an audiobook, or any source.
Listen to that story at least twice. The first time, just enjoy it. The second time, write down 5 new words you learned.
Then come back here and tell us in the comments, what story did you listen to? What words did you learn?
We'd love to hear about your story experience, and it might inspire other listeners to try the same story.
This is how we learn together. We share what works and support each other.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us on Talk English World episode 181.
We told you 4 powerful stories today, and I hope you enjoy them and learned from them.
Stories are an amazing tool for learning English. Use them. Listen to podcasts, audiobooks, YouTube channels that tell stories.
Your listening comprehension will improve, your vocabulary will expand, and you'll have fun doing it.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Talk English World.
Share this episode with friends who are learning English. Help them discover the power of stories too.
Tell us in the comments, what's your favorite English story? We'd love to know.
Keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. You're doing amazing work. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye everyone. See you in the next episode.